news of the Queen testing positive for COVID-19 drew shock, concern and messages of goodwill from across the country on Sunday, with politicians and the public willing the monarch to recover. Shortly after the news broke, a few sightseers gathered at the gates of Windsor Castle, where the Queen is receiving medical treatment. Others went online to express support, and message boards in the London Underground urged the monarch to take it easy. In the Daily Telegraph, many said they were troubled by the news after the world's longest reigning monarch pulled out of a number of events and spent a night in the hospital last October, igniting fears about her health. Julian Rupert Willis, visiting Windsor to the west of London, said they loved the Queen to bits, with Rupert respecting her ability to just quietly get on with things. Sunil Solanki, 43, described her as the nation's mother. For 19-year-old Gerard Smith, the news had come as a shock. Everyone loves her, he said. She can't do wrong to anyone. She's been there my whole lifetime, and the lifetime of almost everyone. It's sad to hear. Hopefully, she makes it through. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson led the official response, saying he was sure he spoke for the nation when he wished the Queen a swift recovery and a rapid return to vibrant good health. Opposition leader Keir Starmer said, "Get well soon, ma'am." Many other politicians simply tweeted, "God save the Queen." The US Embassy in London sent best wishes. The Chief Minister of Gibraltar, Fabian Picardo, described the Queen as a rock, in reference to the British territory's landscape. Buckingham Palace announced Her Majesty had contracted the virus on Sunday, but she is thankfully only experiencing mild cold-like symptoms. She is said to be fully jabbed and boosted with the COVID-19 vaccine and is expected to carry out light duties over the coming week from Windsor Castle. The statement said Buckingham Palace confirmed that the Queen has today tested positive for COVID. Her Majesty is experiencing mild cold-like symptoms, but expects to continue light duties at Windsor Castle over the coming week. She will continue to receive medical attention and will follow all the appropriate guidelines. But news that the Queen is expected to continue light duties didn't sit well with Brits as they reacted to the news. One well-wisher tweeted, "I'm bemused to see that the Queen will change to carrying out light duties. She's 95. I would hope she only ever does light duties. You've got COVID, ma'am. No digging trenches for you." Another added, "Light duties? She's 95. Let her rest. The country will still cope if she never did any duties again." Good heavens, she's 95 and has COVID. Give her a Lemsip and a duvet and let her watch daytime telly. Duties can be delegated, added a third. A fourth said, "I'm not a royalist by any means, but she's 95. Let her rest for Pete's sake." However, according to the content of the announcement, it is understandable that not the palace officials, but the devoted monarch herself, who is 95 and triple vaccinated, wants to make it clear to the public her intention to continue with light duties and is not expecting members of her family to change their plans for the coming week in light of her diagnosis. And immediately following the announcement, the Queen had signed and sent a message of congratulations to Team GB's curling teams following their success at the Beijing Winter Olympics. She is hoping to undertake virtual engagements via video call this week and conduct the Prime Minister's audience over the telephone, but will cancel at least one in-person meeting in order to avoid passing the virus to anyone else. Her COVID diagnosis followed the Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall's. The Queen and the Prince last saw one another 13 days ago, 2 days before a routine test revealed her son had COVID. No other royal family members presently have the flu, and the Princess Royal is prepared for a busy week. Senior members of the family will continue with their pre-agreed schedules, with the Duchess of Cambridge visiting Denmark for 2 days and the Duke of Cambridge carrying out an investiture. It is understood that the Queen wanted to make the mildness of her symptoms known in order to avoid causing concern among the public. She has previously urged others to get vaccinated for the common good. According to the Mail on Sunday, the royal household has its own physicians, led by Professor Sir Hugh Thomas, head of the medical household and physician to the Queen. The monarch is not expected to appear in a full in-person engagement until March the 2nd, when she will host a diplomatic reception at Windsor Castle. On March the 29th, she is expected to attend a service of thanksgiving for her late husband Prince Philip at Westminster Abbey. Under COVID plans, the service is likely to have 1,500 guests rather than the full 2,200 seat capacity. In addition, the mildness of the Queen's illness will also serve to ease fears about her being unable to carry out constitutional duties. In that eventuality, suffering a temporary illness and faced with duties that could not be postponed, she could give permission to 2 of her 4 councillors of state to deputise. There have been questions about the current system, with those 4 councillors currently being the Prince of Wales, the Duke of Cambridge, the Duke of Sussex and the Duke of York. The 4, named only as a result of their position in the line of succession, have to be in the UK in order to fulfil the role, which can only be changed through an Act of Parliament.